Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well and fine. So today we will start a new chapter, that is the chapter 5, endocrine system and adolescence. Okay, so in this chapter we will read some details account of endocrine system and adolescence and accompanying change, what all changes occurs during adolescence period. Okay, so at first we will start the endocrine system. So before going to the endocrine system, let me discuss with you about glands. Okay, do you know what is a gland? See, gland is an organ present inside our body which helps in secretion. Okay, glands actually secretes. It secretes some hormones, it secretes some enzymes. Okay, so glands are the organs present inside our body which secretes. Okay, so here if we will talk about gland, there are generally two types of glands present in our body. Okay, remember there are two types of glands present in our body. In a human body, if we will talk about a human body, it has two glands. So one gland is known as the exocrine gland and another is known as the endocrine gland. Okay, so exocrine glands are also known as the duct glands and endocrine glands are also known as the ductless gland. Remember, just don't worry, now I will say what is duct and what is ductless. So remember, exocrine glands are the duct glands and endocrine glands are the ductless glands. Means here, see, in this picture you can see two glands, one is the exocrine gland and one is the endocrine gland. Okay, so here you can see in exocrine gland there is a connection. This is a gland and this is the target organ. Means, as I said before, gland is an organ which will secrete and exocrine gland will secrete enzyme. Okay, and endocrine gland will secrete what? Hormones. So enzyme is the secretion of exocrine gland. These are the differences. Okay, just remember. First difference I said what? Exocrine gland is having duct, endocrine gland do not have duct. Exocrine gland secrete enzymes, endocrine gland secrete hormone. Later on we will discuss on some more difference. So here you can see this is the exocrine gland and this is the target organ, means where this exocrine gland want to pour its secretion. Okay, so here you can find there is a connection between the gland and the target organ. This is known as the duct. Okay, but if we will compare this diagram with this, you can find this is the gland and there will be no connection. Here there is no target organ only. Here what you can find? Blood vessel. Means the major difference is that the endocrine gland pour its secretion directly into the bloodstream, but exocrine gland pours its secretion directly onto the target organ. Okay, remember this is the most important difference between exocrine and endocrine gland. What? Again I am repeating, endocrine gland, as it is a ductless gland I said, so endocrine gland pours its secretion onto the bloodstream. Then this blood vessel will take the hormone up to the target organ. But exocrine gland will secrete or pour its secretion directly to the target organ. Okay, so this is the exocrine gland and this is the endocrine gland. There are two types of glands present in a human body. One is the gland with duct, another is the ductless gland. Okay, see, here there are some of the endocrine gland present in our body. So today in this chapter we will not discuss more about the endocrine glands, exocrine gland. Rather we will discuss more about the endocrine glands. Okay, so as I said earlier, endocrine gland secretes hormones. Okay, hormones are the secretion by the endocrine glands. So let us start or let us talk in details about endocrine glands. So as I said students, endocrine glands are the hormone producing glands. Okay, and these are also known as ductless gland. Remember this, hormone producing and ductless. Endocrine means ductless, exocrine means gland which is having duct. Okay, I already said what is duct. Okay, so an exocrine gland is having duct, but endocrine gland do not have any duct. And again, endocrine glands are the hormone producing glands. Okay, so the hormones, do you know how many endocrine glands are there in human body? There are generally 8 main endocrine glands. Okay, there are 8 main endocrine glands present in human body. Okay, so if we will talk about hormone, so if we will define hormone, then we can define hormone as, hormone is a chemical substance secreted by the endocrine gland. Obviously I said hormones are the secretion from the endocrine glands which is directly poured into the bloodstream and act on the target organ. Okay, so see, whenever we are talking about the endocrine gland, means already I said it will not pour its secretion, means it will not pour the hormone directly into the target organ, rather it will pour it into the blood vessel. So repeatedly I am saying target organ. What do you mean by target organ? Target organ means, see, whenever we are talking about enzyme or hormone, anything, it will not act on full of our body, means it will act on only some of the organs. Suppose let's take an example of growth hormone. Okay, growth hormone is acting all over our body, means it helps in the growth of our body. But sometimes if we will take the example of let's take an example of suppose pituitary gland, we will discuss it, don't worry, or else let's take the example of thyroid gland. So it will act on some specific part only. So about the hormones and its working, its function, we will anyhow discuss in details. But whenever we are talking about target organ, means the enzymes and the hormones, they have to act on a specific organ only. That organ is known as target organ. Okay, but endocrine gland cannot pour its secretion directly onto the target organ because it do not have duct. Rather, it will pour it onto the blood vessel, and this blood vessel will carry the hormone to the target organ. Okay, it will carry the hormone to the target organ. So here, this is the definition of hormone. Next, here in this chapter, we are going to discuss about some important endocrine glands. Okay, so they are the thyroid gland, adrenal gland, pancreas, and pituitary gland. Okay, as I said, there are 8 main thyroid glands, but here we will discuss some part only. Okay, so let's first discuss about thyroid gland. Okay, if we will talk about the location of thyroid gland, do you know where it is situated? Thyroid gland is a bilobed gland. Bilobed means like this, 2 lobe. Here is a lobe, suppose, and here is a lobe. It is known as bilobed and present on the either side of windpipe. Okay, see here. In this diagram, you can see this is the pharynx. What is pharynx? Pharynx is the connecting link between nose and mouth. I think in your previous classes you all have learnt. Okay, pharynx is the connecting link between nose and mouth. Okay, from the pharynx, 2 pipes are separated. One is the windpipe and one is the food pipe. See, this is the windpipe, trachea, and this is the food pipe, oesophagus. So here you can see on the trachea or on the windpipe, you can find 2 lobed thyroid gland. These are the lobes. See, this is one lobe and this is another lobe. That's why it is known as bilobed. Okay, and here you can see in front of it you can find the oesophagus. Okay, or esophagus, what we can pronounce. So here this is the food pipe, and back to the food pipe we got the windpipe, and by the side of the windpipe we got the bilobed thyroid gland. Okay, so here it is given, it is present, it is a bilobed gland situated on either side of windpipe just below the larynx. Okay, this is the pharynx. Then after pharynx we got the larynx. Larynx means where our vocal cord is situated, that part is known as larynx. Okay, so I hope you all know about this. So pharynx is the connecting link between nose and mouth. After pharynx we got larynx, and from the larynx two pipes are separated, that are the food pipe and the windpipe. And where the thyroid gland is situated? By the side of the windpipe. Remember, not by the side of food pipe. By seeing this diagram you might have confusion that madam here it is showing like that it is by the side of food pipe, but no, it is actually towards the back. Okay, do you know the scientific term or the technical term for back side and front side? See, back side is generally termed as posterior and front side is generally termed as anterior. Okay, remember this. So we can say thyroid gland is present posterior to the oesophagus. Got it? Thyroid gland is present posterior to the oesophagus, means back to the oesophagus. Okay, means it is on the trachea. Again, see, as we have discussed, we have completed the location of thyroid gland. Now we can talk about the secretion of thyroid gland. The hormone secreted by thyroid gland is thyroxine. Remember this. Thyroxine is the hormone secreted from the thyroid gland, which is an iodine containing protein. Okay, this is important. Just remember this. What is the hormone secreted from thyroid gland? Thyroxine. Okay. So this hormone, what is the work of this hormone? This hormone actually speed up the, the rate of the most activity of the body. Means most of our activities, the chemical reactions going on inside our body are generally, controlled by the thyroxine hormone. Means it is a very important hormone secreted in our body. We will discuss what happen if it will not the secretion will be not sufficient, or it will have the over secretion. Okay, so remember, what is the function of thyroxine hormone? It speed up the rate of the most activities of the body. Okay, inside our body there are so many activities, so many reactions, chemical reactions are going on. So for that, thyroxine hormone is very, very important. Okay, and it also stimulates growth in infants. If we will talk about infants, thyroxine hormone is very important. It is playing a very important role in infants. Okay, so it helps in the growth of the body. It stimulates means it helps, it will enhance, okay, the growth of the body. So when we are talking about hormone, means sometimes due to some disorder in the body there may be over secretion of the hormone, or there may be insufficient secretion of hormone. Okay, so the over secretion can be termed as hyper secretion, and the insufficient secretion can be termed as what? Hyposecretion. Okay, so here also we will talk about the hyper secretion and hyposecretion of the thyroxine hormone. Okay, so at first let us talk about the hyposecretion or insufficient secretion of thyroxine hormone. Insufficient secretion is termed as what? Hypo. Okay, hyposecretion. And over secretion is termed as what? Hypersecretion. Okay, so here when we will talk about the hyposecretion, means due to some disorder in the body there might be insufficient secretion of thyroxine hormone, and what it leads to, let us discuss. Okay, so here we will discuss some of the disorder that takes place in our body due to the hyposecretion or insufficient secretion of thyroxine hormone. The first one is the simple goiter. Simple goiter is a disease which is caused due to the insufficient secretion of what? Thyroxine hormone. So what happened in simple goiter? Enlargement of thyroid gland takes place, okay, means the thyroid gland will swell. Okay, you can see here thyroid gland is present actually in the, after the larynx. Okay, so enlargement of thyroid gland takes place, which appears as a swelling in the neck. Okay, the enlargement of thyroid gland appears as a swelling in the neck portion. Okay, so this is known as simple goiter. So it occurs due to the insufficient iodine in our daily food. So students, due to the poverty in India, generally in most of the region, simple goiter is a common disease. Okay, because most of the people, they are not getting sufficient they are taking salt, but I think sometimes they are not taking the iodine containing salt. Okay, or we can say iodized salt. That's why in most of the region of India, thyroid, hyposecretion or the simple goiter is, it is widely seen in India due to the insufficient intake of iodine salt. Okay, so we should take iodinized salt in proper amount. Okay, so which may help in which will not lead to the hyposecretion of thyroxine hormone. Next disorder we can talk about cretinism. Okay, so sorry, whenever we are talking about cretinism, it is actually we are talking about the infants. Okay, so cretinism is a disorder in infants. Okay, you can see it is a disorder in infants which brings an abnormal development in infants. Okay, they will grow, but they will grow abnormally. Okay, means their body, all the shapes of their body will not be in proper way. They will grow in abnormal condition. So these result in both physical and mental retardedness, means they cannot grow both physically also and they cannot grow mentally also. So most of the infants actually during pregnancy, as I said, in India, due to poverty, most of the people, they cannot able to take proper iodized salt. Okay, so that's why due to the insufficiency of iodized salt, there might be the pregnant women, those who cannot get the iodized salt, they may give birth to a child which which can undergo the cretinism disease. Okay, so it what it does, it generally retard means slows down. Okay, it slows down the mental and physical growth of the child. Okay, so this is known as cretinism. Next is the myxoedema. The same as we have talked here about infant, here we will talk about the adults. Myxoedema is a condition occurs in adults. Okay, see here you can. Myxoedema is a condition occurs in adults. So it occurs when the insufficient amount of thyroxine is produced. So what it shows? It shows general sluggishness. Sluggishness means dullness. Okay, laziness with swelling on the face and hands. Okay, here as in simple goiter we can see there is a swelling on the neck. In myxoedema there will be a swelling on the face region and hands. Okay, and those who will have the myxoedema tendency, they will have general sluggishness. Don't worry, if you are getting tired, then don't think about this disease, because tiredness is general. Okay, in general, when we will do some more work, we feel tired, but that is a normal condition. In myxoedema, there will be an abnormal, swelling. It will have a abnormal swelling on the face and the hand region, and also it will lead to some sluggishness. Okay, some dullness. Okay, you will not find interest in doing some works. Okay, so this is about myxoedema. So here we have discussed 3 disorders related to what? Insufficient secretion. I am giving you one homework. You can find some more, okay, find some more disease occur due to hyposecretion. Okay, next, oversecretion, what is it? It is known as hypersecretion. Okay, oversecretion of thyroxine, or we can say hypersecretion of thyroxine. What it may cause? It may cause an increased metabolic rate, increased heartbeat, weight loss, and general restlessness. Okay, what is metabolic rate? Do you know what is metabolism? See, the food that we are taking, that will go inside our body and it will produce energy. Okay, this is only known as metabolism, and by this process there are also some wastes are produced. So when thyroxine hormone will be released in very high quantity, then what will happen? The metabolic rate of our body will increase. Means the food that we will take will have not the proper amount of digestion. Means the metabolic rate of our body will increase, so that we need more food, and very soon we will find restlessness. Okay, the metabolic rate of our body also have to be in proper manner. Okay, more metabolism also it is not good, and less metabolism also it is not good. So over secretion of thyroxine hormone leads to the increased metabolic rate. It will also increase the heartbeat and weight loss, because due to the increased metabolic rate the body will not get sufficient amount of energy. Okay, so here we have discussed about the thyroid gland. In our next class we will have some more discussion like adrenal gland and all. Okay, we will have some more discussion. Don't forget to do the homework. Also find some more for oversecretion. Okay, you can find one more for hyposecretion and one more for hypersecretion. Okay, so this is all about our today's topic. We have discussed so many things about glands. Again, go through your book. Again, revise the topics that we have discussed today. Okay, do not forget to revise, and if you got any doubt, then don't forget to ask me. I will clarify your doubts. Okay, so till then, goodbye and take care.